before we get into the video, I'd like to ask you to please go and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that way you know when a new video is uploaded. If you'd like to support my channel, please go and see my merchandise store that has all kinds of new stuff being put on there daily. I also have an Instagram as well as a few other social media sites if you'd like to check out to see what else I am doing. And let's get into the video. I met A through my friend B in middle school. B and I were kind of weebs, and we were really into Inuyasha. So B was like, "You'll like my friend A, she totally loves Inuyasha." Now, even I, as my weeaboo self, could tell A was a little out of their crazy. I stayed at her house one night and found out that A would write self-insert fanfiction pairing herself with Inuyasha, and then pairing all her friends with characters she deemed inferior. But it got even weirder. A told me that she was really the reincarnated spirit of Kikyo and that Inuyasha was real. It was just in another dimension. I kind of was like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, I didn't fight her on it. And she told me that I could be one of them too because she was like a witch and she had a spell book. So she took her spell book and was like, "Whose soul do you want?" And I was like, "I don't know, Kagome, I guess." So then stuff got even weirder. A starts reading this weird stuff from her spellbook and like, "We need something with your birthstone." And so she gets out this fake pearl earring and then stabs me in the palm with it and then tells me to hold on to it. Clearly nothing happened except for a stabbed hand. When I left her house, she continued to be weird throughout school. She had a bandage on her shoulder, and she said that B had shot her in the shoulder with an arrow, and it went straight through and it pinned her to the wall, just like Inuyasha. But she was like, okay, and I called BS because I can't believe someone who has no archery training can pin a girl to a wall with a bow that probably didn't even exist. The second time she stayed with me was somewhat uneventful. I was a bit ill, and she for some reason insisted on taking my mom and her BF's love from me. I.e., she started cleaning so they would praise her. And it was stuff like, "Wow, Anon, never does that, so you're so much better." Either way, the third time she stayed with me at my dad's is when I decided I wasn't comfortable with her staying at my house anymore. My dad's house was a 2-story duplex, and I live upstairs and he lives downstairs. It was that way then too. A kept making all this noise and Dad was getting really pissed and I kept telling her to stop. She then snuck downstairs and got milk and then started throwing toilet paper balls covered in milk on my ceiling, and it took me nearly 10 years to get the dang things off. But at some point during the night, of course, it was late too, she pretended to be possessed by Naraku and she thought I was Kikyo or whatever. And this girl chases me around upstairs wielding a dang knife. She kept grabbing me and choking me and was clearly freaking me out. I actually ended up having to run downstairs and hide in the bathtub until she was through with her weeb fit. It was weird. She was grounded from my house after that, but not because she tried to choke me, but because of the milk balls.